Hardest thing about being a plumber today is when you get qualified, you will still know nothing. For the next 5, possibly 10 years, you will still know nothing. Knowing something is you opening up as an individual and be willing to learn, because you feel that you're at the end goal when you say, I'm qualified, I've got my qualifications. No. You might have this bit of paper which says something that says that you are technically able to do this, and you've passed certain tasks, yeah, and you've completed them. That's your technical ability if it's an MVQ. If you've done a diploma, it's just your understanding of the coursework. Let's always clear that. So you've become a plumber now. You've got this certificate. You've waved it in front of your mum and dad. Guess what I've got? Now you've got to go out and get the experience. The experience is not going to come willy-nilly, yeah? You're going to have to apply yourself. And again, for every day you don't apply yourself, yeah, it's one day behind. And when I mean one day behind, I mean, if you learn something every day you're at work, you're only at work for 5 days a week, right? So if you've learned something every single day, the likelihood that you're going to remember them things is a slim chance, unless you start writing these things down and making notes about these things. But there's nothing wrong with doing that. How do you think people remember things? There are many tradespeople who you've seen with a notebook, with a pad, with some type of bit of paper on them where they're writing down stuff, whether it's measurements, whether it's information, whether it's someone's contact details. Start getting yourself in line to start doing that, because you will start to remember and pick up what we call the industry and the game sooner than others. When you think, breathe, live, do plumbing every day, yeah, that's when you will start to get it, and it will come like this. Someone will tell you about something and you'll know what it is before they finish the sentence. And that's when you know your brain is on the right track, yeah? We can't always all be there, because we've got other things going on in our minds. You're worried about girls, worried about partying, worried about doing drugs, worried about who's got this or who's got that. When you start letting go of those things in your life, because they might not have so much relevance, yeah, that's when you'll start switching yourself on to being the better plumber or the better tradesperson, whatever you want to call it, what you are. And you'll start to see your skill set rise and your standards rise. You know, I've done a video most recently where I speak about skill set, standards, and these are things what you don't even hear other plumbers talk about, and you've been listening to them for years. I just tell people it because I know what I'm talking about. I don't expect everybody to understand, because I've been a plumber for 21 years and you're seeing me at this part of my journey. And again, what you're seeing is not the full story of myself. Most people don't even know. And I don't splurt it out to tell people. Yes, I've had a business for a long time. I've had a registered company for over 10 years. Yes, I've been in articles. Yes, I've been collaborating with some of the biggest brands in construction. Yes, I still work and still admit that I don't know everything. I don't try to do that because that's not my character, a know-it-all. I understand that this industry and being a plumber is a learning process, right? It's not something for me to brag about and say I've been doing it for 21 years. It's something for me to say that how many lessons did I learn in them 21 years? How many times did I fuck up and get something right? How many times did I not waste my time while doing the same job repetitively? How many times have I got good reviews from jobs which I've done because I'm now know how to articulate my craft, and I also know how to give good customer service? Those are the things which I look at. Metrics, understanding if you've growthed as a business and when you've had fall-offs. These are things which you only start peeling back the layers of this shit when you're deep in it. And I mean deep by at least 15 years, because it's not a trade which is going to be easy to master. I would honestly say that there are people who become plumbers when they're young and then just stop doing it after a certain period of time because it's not working for them. It's not something they enjoy, which is understandable. Why do something you don't enjoy? But it's not something that they're seeing success at neither. And we all need to see success at different rates because we've got our own, things going on. You might have a child when you're young. You might have a level of responsibility, maybe where you have to look after your parents, so you can't do a certain type of job anymore. All these life factors play into place, and they come into place at any point. So it's something which you try to make yourself prepared for, because how I've seen myself be a plumber is that a lot of my valuable time is taken up at work, doing work. And don't get me wrong, I know that I get good money for a plumber, very good money. But to keep being consistent and getting very good money, I need to still put in that same levels of hours. I'm in my late 30s now, yeah, and I'm doing 72 hours a week, and sometimes 60 or something like that. And on the lowest, 42 hours in a week. That's my lowest amount. I didn't think I would be working so much, but you have to adjust in this industry to be able to calculate what is a win for you and what is a falling by the wayside for you. I know that I want a level of security at this point in my age, and I'm not interested in chasing the bag because I understand how much stress that is, but I also understand how much energy and time that is as well. And I haven't got the energy and the time. That's the truth. In my earlier days, I'd done the site work, I'd done the price work, I'd done the running around, going to jobs when I finished work and stuff like that. And there was a point of me which really enjoyed it. But there's a point now as I've got older and I've said I haven't really got the time for it. I understand that it's part of my job, but it's not something that I have to put some of my 5 to 9 hours in while doing that. Me, by making content and actually doing maybe 1 or 2 jobs instead of doing 6 or 7 jobs, still serves me purpose, because I'm still able to serve some of the people who do come to me and ask me to do plumbing jobs. And it still keeps my skill set not rusty, but a little bit goey. And that's what I like. I feel that if you're a plumber and you're trying to be someone who's trying to grow a business, you've got to learn how to manage yourself in loads of different scenarios and manage yourself at multiple jobs, right? Because there's things which will happen to you where you start jobs and you don't finish them. There's things what will happen to you where things start to slow on jobs because customers and other people haven't got the money to pay you. Materials, that can happen. Materials will want to slow up 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I've had some dramas ever getting materials from Victoria Plumbing. I mean, I don't ever tell my customers to go to them. But again, I don't tell them where to go exactly, but I prefer them not to go there. Nothing against them. Every delivery is late. So I try to advise my customers with the experience what I've got. And some of the experience is good, and some of it might be, like I just said, sounding like it's from a biased place. But if anybody else can tell me that they got Victoria Plumbing on time for 5 times, for 5 deliveries, so I'd give you 100 quid myself. I don't think no one's got that. So what I'm trying to say to people is that it's a long road. I wouldn't tell people not to do it. I would tell people that if you're prepared for a hard, rocky road and you're defiant, you're a person who will get knocked down a little bit, but you will get back up, it's going to be a great, rewarding trade for you to be in. Because there are many times when I have done jobs in the past, might have done something just incorrectly, like put a seal in wrong way or something like that. It's leaked. I've had to take it all apart. I put it back together. I've realised, that. And that one eureka moment, and I just want to tell someone else, guess what, I fixed it. But nobody cares because they're all adults. They expect you to fix stuff. And I know that that was a side of me when I was going to work. There was this other things on my mind, thinking about other things, maybe thinking about partying, girls or whatever. But now I've said to myself, you know what? You've come so far. There's no reason to stop with the momentum what you have got, and you've learnt so much. Keep on learning, keep on improving. Because when you admit to yourself that you need to improve on yourself, that's when you're at a good point. I know there's times when people feel like they're Champions League, but let's keep it real. Champions League people, when it comes to plumbers and tradespeople, they get paid Champions League money. There's not a lot of them out there. And even if there were some out there, guess what? They do not talk because they don't want people to know how much they're getting. I'm just going to tell you that from now, I know that the incentive of what people get entices so much people into being a tradesperson. Newsflash, everybody doesn't get that. They tell you about the days when they do make a little bit of money, but they don't tell you about the days when they didn't make nothing. Yeah, because there's a few days where people have to spend their time doing fuck all. And they're not getting paid for nothing for that. So that's why I say learning how to manage yourself and manage your own time and the things which go on within your business is a difficult thing to do nowadays. It's a lot of stress. But I would definitely tell people, if it's your goal to do something like that, go ahead, do it, because you're going to learn so much. I've learned so much from having a business. I know it's actually made me a better person because there was a lot of things I didn't know, a lot of things I wasn't doing right, and I've had to get them right because I want to be a better businessman. And it's not about other people's words, like in reputation, like what I'm trying to build. I'm trying to do something which is solid, which has a good foundation, something which is built on a good core so it can last its length of time. That's why I call my business Mr. London Plumber. I will dive into more of these conversations because I think that these conversations are necessary for the younger generation or someone who is a plumber now at the moment that just needs a bit of reality conversation for them. And I'm that person to give it because I'm here for it. So if you enjoyed this conversation, appreciate you, and I'll appreciate you if you liked, shared, and if you've got anything from my conversation, I'd appreciate if you tried to press the subscribe button, because we're trying to build a community. We're trying to build a community with the same like-minded people that think, that want to move forward, and that want to gain certain things in life for themselves. And we're always going to have these conversations to be able to shed the light. And subscribe. Let's get it.